Good morning, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski, and it is time for Villanova women's basketball. Their season openers today at 2 p.m. as they will take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons over at the Finneran Pavilion, where we will have coverage for you on WXVU as well as on my social media throughout the next few hours. The Wildcats, they begin their season with really a new cast of players, right? Lucy Olson transferred to Iowa in the offseason. Christina Dulce transferred to Maryland. So the Wildcats now with a lot of new stars. Maddie Weber for our sophomore season will lead the way for Villanova, along with Brona Power Cassidy, the transfer from Holy Cross, who shot 40% from three, averaged about 16 points per game last season for Holy Cross. As for Wake Forest, they come into this game with a record of 2-0. They won their first two games of the season against Charlotte and Queens in North Carolina. They blew out both of those teams in those two games, so they are 2-0 coming into this game. But last year, when you look at their numbers, this Wake Forest team really struggled. They were 7-25 overall. They had just 2 wins in conference play. So Wake Forest, when you look at their offense as well, they also averaged below 60 points per game. They were around 59 points per game. Their defense struggled at times, allowing 67, 68 points per game. So 7-25 last year. They do have some new players, but their leading scorer, Elise Williams, returns. She averaged around 13, 14 points per game. So far, she has 11 points per game in her first two games against Charlotte and Queens. And really, so far, the leading scorer has been Tamia Jones, who is averaging around 13.5 points per game in her first two games of the 2024-25 season. She is a transfer from SMU. So this Wake Forest team, they have some new players, but Elise Williams really is their main star to watch out for. Their top leading scorer returns to this Demon Deacon team this season. But last year, again, they really struggled, did Wake Forest. Villanova, they really have to discover their identity, right? Without Lucy Olson, without a true star, who will really step up and perhaps become that new star? You can check out my interview with Coach Dillon on my WXVU social media, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my YouTube to get ready for this game. Again, 2 p.m. is tip-off from Villanova here at the Finneran Pavilion, and at 1:30 p.m. we'll have our pregame coverage as Paul Quinlan, Dominic Ricchetti, and I will have the call. Stay tuned for much more action. It's a new era of Villanova women's basketball, and it's time. Enjoy the game. Can't wait to see everybody, and as always, go Cats!